Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Jermall Charlo, the Charlo twins. Two great boxers, but we're going to talk about Jermall today. Jermall is just letting us down, people. Got to stop letting him get away with that. Jermall, carrying that WBC strap and really not fighting any top contenders, man. When I say top contenders, I mean guys who are really going to give him a very stern challenge. And it needs to stop. You know, the Showtime network needs to hold him accountable. They can't let him keep getting away with this, because he's not doing himself any favors of fighting guys like Juan Macias Montiel. Now, Derevinchenko is a good fight. I'll give him that. That was a good fight. Dennis Hogan, Brandon Adams, Korobov, Hugo Centeno Jr., Sebastian Highland. That's just 7 of the last opponents. But he's going to have to figure something out, because the Charlo brothers, and both of them, they talk a lot. But Jermall, who fights at 154, he's actually faced a stiffer competition. That's why he has 3 belts. And he's about to fight Castaño to possibly unify the division. But Jermall's not going that route. Jermall, I would say, is taking an easier route, because he's getting paid millions to take, I think, lesser risk. Because there's no reason for him to fight no damn Sulecki. I get it. Sulecki's ranked, I think, number 6 or so by the WBC. I get it. But there's no reason for him to fight Sulecki. I mean, Demetrius Andre, tore Sulecki out the frame over 12 rounds. So what is Jermall doing? Now, don't get me wrong, Sulecki is not a bum, but he's not who Jermall needs to cement his legacy. And this is what's so disturbing about Jermall Charlo. I believe what David Benavidez says. I believe what he says. Jermall could have fought David Benavidez. See, a lot of people don't know this. He could have fought him, but he chose not to do it. And that's what's disappointing. They could have fought, and then the winner between the two could have gone on to face Canelo. But Jermall doesn't want to do that. And you can't blame him, because I'm letting you know right now, I think David Benavidez beats Charlo, and he beats Canelo. And Canelo's a bad boy, Charlo's a bad boy, but I think Benavidez is that good. But if he doesn't want to fight Benavidez, okay, no problem. You want to hold on to your belt, you don't want to lose your title to him, I get it. Then fight Demetrius Boo Andre and unify. Why not? Get that WBO belt. See, these guys, I get it. Floyd Mayweather's right. The belts can't feed your family with belts. You got to pay so many sanctioning fees. It's ridiculous. So Floyd didn't care about belts. He's all about money. But his legacy was already cemented. These guys here, there's no guarantee they're going to get into the Hall of Fame. I'm not sure. Now, Jermall is a different story. But as far as Jermall, I'm not sure he's done enough to be considered for the Hall of Fame. But if he can unify the division, not necessarily get the undisputed distinction, but he can unify, that would speak volumes. Now, he has called for fighting Golovkin, and we know Golovkin, who knows what he was doing over the last couple of years, but he wasn't fighting. But Golovkin has the IBF. So I don't see why he can't bang with those guys, man, and push the issue. They all bring, well, except for Andre, these guys bring money to the table, but I think they're all a little wary of losing their titles. I really do believe so. But the guy here who just almost can't help but feel sorry for him is Boo Andre. And Jermall doesn't want anything to do with him. It's like an excuse for everybody not to fight Andre. And that's sad. But Jermall and this Sulecki stuff needs to stop. You got Gennady Golovkin, as far as the ring magazine's ranking. Got him as number 1 at 160. Jermall at number 2, Andre at number 3. You got Munguia at number 4. Ryota Murata, who I think is going to beat Triple G when they fight, at number 5. Chris Eubank Jr. at number 6. Zanabeb Alam Kanuli, he's from Kazakhstan. Sorry, I probably butchered that last name. He's at number 7. Carlos Adames from Dominican Republic at number 8. He's a pretty good fighter. And Derevinchenko at number 9 and number 10 is Felix Cash, who, I don't know who that is. But when you look at it, just the top 4, fight Golovkin. He doesn't want to fight you, fight Bubu Andre. You don't think the money's there? Well, then fight Munguia. You don't feel that he's good enough? Well, fight Eubank Jr. But fight somebody, man. This has to stop. But at the same time, I can't blame him. I can't blame him. If I can go out there and get easy money, I'm going to do the same thing too. I am. But hey, it's got to come a point to where these guys got to really, he's got to sit back and see what his brother's doing. And you got to find, I can't help but motivate him somehow. Your brother has all these titles. He's happy for his brother. He has a title. That's a great accomplishment. But he can do more. These guys got to, at some point, they got to look at what Floyd Mayweather did. The pretty boy era of just getting out here and getting busy. That's the pretty boy era. Pretty boy wasn't just about money. He was about getting out here fighting and proving to people that he's the best. And then came the Money Mayweather era. Okay, these guys could take a note from his page and then really focus on what they want to do. Maybe learn to kind of reinvent or restructure their approach to boxing. It's ridiculous. Because after he fights Sulecki, what's next for him? There's mounting pressure for him to fight Benavidez. He's got to figure it out. If not Benavidez, then Eubank Jr. We say, well, he doesn't have a name. Fight him in the UK. They'll pack an 80,000 seated stadium. I'm quite sure. Go fight these guys, man. It's just real disappointing. And as a fight fan, it's frustrating because he's obviously very talented. He is very talented. But we'd like to see a little more out of him. We'd like to see a little more. And I think it was Karabov, when he fought him, he lost that fight. I don't care what anybody says. Karabov wasn't a well-known name, but he beat Big Charlo. But Big Charlo got away with that win. That's the night where Tony Harrison really lost to Jermall. But, Jermall got robbed. So Jermall got robbed, and Jermall got the gift decision. But he needs to do something else. And maybe that scared him too. Maybe that told him, I need to be careful on these fights I'm taking. Because these guys may not admit it to the public, but when they lay down in that bed at night and they're there reflecting on their fights, you better believe they're keeping it real with themselves. And they know if they lost that fight or not. Anybody out here who's played any sport, you know if you've lost. If you box, you know if you lost that fight. It is what it is. So, not sure what's next with him. I know he and his brother have been keeping their name in the news lately, man, getting a little trouble here and there. Hopefully they sort that out. But the next fight for Jermall Charlo that I would like to see, David Benavidez for sure, but man, fight Andre, man. That's the fight I want to see, Jermall and Andre. I think that'll be a great fight. If you don't want to go out there and fight him, then try to get the Triple G fight. He doesn't want to fight you, try to fight Benavidez or Eubank Jr. Somebody with a name, and get out there and just do your thing. But this picking and choosing, man, I don't think any of these guys have earned the right to pick and choose. I don't think he's done enough work. Yeah, he's 32-0 at 22 KOs. I get it. But again, you gotta look at the list of opponents. Who's he fought? Showtime I just don't see how much longer they're gonna keep pushing him. I just think it's a matter of time before he's gonna have to figure something out because the ratings are there, but they're not as good as they could be. And as far as pay-per-view, I just don't see it for him. Now for his brother, with what he's doing, maybe so. But him and a Triple G, I think, will be a pay-per-view fight. But when he fights Sulecki, he has to blow Sulecki out. It has to be like some real violence. So he has to really disfigure that guy, do something to get the whole world talking. And then Triple G's already known for just, coming in devastating fashion and destroying his opponents. So when you can get that kind of bubbling and getting people to talking, I think that's a recipe for success and can really help to get him to where he wants to be, which is in the Boxing Hall of Fame. But he's not going to get that fight in Sulecki's. It's just not going to happen. He's got to fight some of these other big names, man. Sharpen iron, iron sharpens iron. I was about to say that wrong, wasn't I? But iron sharpens iron, man. And he can't be in there with, these wood pegs thinking that that's going to do something for him. It's just not going to happen. I think he probably gets more work in sparring than he does with these opponents. But nevertheless, everyone's going to have an opinion on him. We'll see what happens. Sulecki is definitely not a pushover, but he's not Andre. He's not Andre, he's not Triple G, he's not Munguia. And those are the guys I like to see Jermall Charlo fight. That being said, leave your 2 cents. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Please subscribe, hit that like button. Shout out to all the veterans, and as always, more videos to come, and I'm in the breeze.